Okay. Alright, we are live. Okay, so it says, as a group, choose an issue that you face, either professionally, as a student, or in your family. Some examples could be, but are not limited to, how to schedule your time, how to manage screen time in your home. I need to work on this. Spend no more than 5 minutes to create expectations for the group. 6 packs including expectations should include things such as there are no bad ideas. Okay, and then we're going to brainstorm solutions. All right. What issue or problem should we? There's so many.
Like everybody, I don't know who doesn't struggle with managing time. I don't know. Maybe other people like.
I can't hear you very well. You're kind of muffled.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes. There's like a lot of background noise.
It might be, is it like kind of like the air?
The what?
It might be like the heat, the air coming on.
Oh.
Okay, let's see. Let's see if I move over here, that'll be better. Okay, is that better?
Yes.
Okay, awesome.
Okay, issue. Well, we could, let's see, what are the ones they said? How to schedule your time, how to manage screen time in your home. How to, maybe, I don't know if you struggle with this, but I struggle with balancing, like, focusing on school and focusing on, like, housework.
Oh yeah, let's talk about that. That would be great, because I think we like probably both struggle with
that. I'm like sitting here looking at my living room and my kitchen, and I'm like, oh my gosh.
Oh, you should see mine. So I don't know. I guess like maybe yours could be worse than mine, but I don't know.
Mine's pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah. Okay, so we'll talk about that, and we need to spend 5 minutes creating expectations. But I think they're like rules. So things like ideas. It says no interrupting. It's kind of hard with this delayed. Like the sound is a little delayed, so it sounds like we interrupt, but we'll just try not to interrupt. I don't know what expectations clearly.
Any idea? Expectations of one another, or the expectations?
What?
Are they expectations that we have of one another?
Of the group. So as we brainstorm, I think they're basically rules to follow. I don't think we really need any more than that. Just, you know, be considerate of each other's ideas, I guess.
Right. I think so too.
Okay. Then let's move on. Choose one hat to brainstorm. Complete the steps below for the chosen hat. Okay, so we need to pick one of these hats. The white hat, the red hat, so either that data, facts, and figures, emotions, ideas, positivism, critical judgment, control, and overview.
Is it like control? So that agenda and deliverables? It could be black hat too.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so we won't do that one. That. Let's do the green hat ideas. Alright, so this hat, the green hat is the hat of ideas by removing judgment and feasibility analysis from the scope of the discussion. Participants are free to generate crazy ideas that may not be immediately relevant or feasible. New ideas can be constructed from other ideas generated and pooled at the table. The setting is ripe for lateral, out-of-the-box thinking. In the green hat phase, a team consisting of individuals from varying backgrounds, age groups, cultures, and having different perspectives to the issue becomes a fantastic asset rather than a liability. The objective of the green hat is to generate as many and as varied ideas as possible. Okay, so it says brainstorm solutions individually for 1 minute, and then we'll spend 1 minute to list each person's idea.
I can write down the list.
Okay, so yeah. Okay, so we're going to come up with ideas of how we could better balance housework and schoolwork, the time that we attend to both of those. So we're going to brainstorm individually. It says, so you think of some and list them on like a piece of paper, and then I'll list some on a piece of paper, and then we'll take turns sharing them. Okay. I'm going to put a timer so we don't. All right, time's up. You want me to go first? I still can't hear you very well. But it's okay. Okay. Yeah, that's better.
I will have it like the noise.
Sorry.
No, you're so good. Okay. I can go first. So,
Sure. All right, go ahead.
okay, so one thing that my mom kind of invited me to do when I was here, and maybe this is me, I guess, since I haven't really implemented it, but hopefully that helps. But she was saying, every day when you start out your day, you want to do three things. And she's like, do the dishes, and like for us now, like we have a dishwasher, like a portable one, because we live in a trailer. And that's super nice because beforehand we just didn't have a dishwasher, and my husband and I were just first didn't have our dishes. So we were trying to like do schoolwork or work and things like that. So it's super bad. So yeah, she said do three things like load your dishwasher, and then she said load your washer, so like the laundry, and then you get dinner prepared. Can you hear me still? It's probably hard.
Wait, what's the third one?
Oh, get dinner prepared. So like get dinner like in a crock pot or something. And she said if you start out with those three things in the day and like have them done, then like you don't be so stressed to like get them done. And then like you can be able to start your day out so much better than not doing those things, I guess. So
Okay, yeah. Yeah. All right, is that all your list?
I have two more things. One is like I was thinking, okay, so yeah, after everyone is fed, because you have to feed baby, you have to feed your two little kiddos. For me, like my husband in the morning, he works and stuff, and then so sometimes I have to. Well, he normally just takes the car and stuff, but if my sister can help her, she like stays the night or whatever because of whatever, um, then she can like stay and watch the baby, and then I can take my husband and then use the car throughout the day or whatever. But then after that, after everyone's fed, like get ready for the day, and then get lunch prepared for my husband, and then probably have to feed my baby again, and then start homework, I guess. For me, I'm like, those aren't like the best ideas, but I mean, if it's like, I think maybe like having a schedule would be better, like, so you know what you're doing every single day instead of, oh, let me do this because I'm super exhausted and only got like 12 sleep last night.
Yeah.
I don't know, and that's something I struggle with just because, like, I mean, I have a newborn, and so it's like all the time eating and stuff. But yeah, I think maybe just having a schedule in that way, like, this, that.
Cool. Okay. For mine. Oh, wait. Oh, all right. So it just says not to discuss them. We're just listing them. So we just have to remember to just list instead of discuss. Okay, so the ones that I listed was you could do like a block schedule during the day where certain blocks of time are devoted to schoolwork and some are devoted to housework. So like for me, blocks of time that I know I can get homework done is like 12 to 2 when they're napping and after 8 o'clock, so like from 8 to 11. That's just an example, like everybody's going to be different. Or you could set a timer. So like when we have reading, because I hate reading, and I get distracted really easily when I'm supposed to be sitting down reading. So you could put a timer. So you set the timer for, whatever your max attention span is, whether that's 20 minutes to an hour. And you focus on homework or whatever you're doing for that amount of time, and then you set either a reward after that, or this equal amount of time to pay attention to housework, so like alternating between those things. And then the other idea was you could spend one day totally engaged in homework and the next day totally engaged in housework. So those are my ideas.
I like your last one. All the time.
Well, it's sad to think of way out of the box ones, and that's kind of out there. Okay, as a group, brainstorm solutions. So we just need to come up with more solutions, and these are just out there ideas. Nothing's wrong. You could have a jar, and in the jar you have popsicle sticks
Okay.
written on them. So you have a homework jar and a housework jar, and each one has things that you need to get done in the house or in your homework, and you draw out from one of them. I don't know how this works. And you do whatever's on the popsicle stick. So if it says dishes, you do the dishes. Or if it says do your charting for RM 472, then all right, your turn. Come up with something.
Oh, that's great. While you're saying that, I was thinking maybe like post-it notes and some reminders. So I don't know. I think for me something like I said, like dishes were always your compromise. Those are your life. I feel like but when after I get my husband out the door and stuff in bed and all that stuff for work, one thing that I do struggle with is like doing dishes because sometimes like I would only have a few hours of sleep, and so I'm like I'm gonna be sick if I don't get more sleep, and so I'll go back to bed. And anyway, so there's that. But I feel like if I put like a post-it note on the fridge or something, then like when I'm making breakfast or like right on the door when I come home, like back from dropping him off from work or whatever, and then I just do like wash the few dishes that are in the sink. Life would be so much easier to do that. And then I don't know, that's just like self-control, I guess. But sticky notes, and then I don't know, maybe you could put a sticky note on the shower, or like not on the shower, but on the mirror. Like after you shower and get ready for the day, then you could be like, okay, now do 15 minutes of homework or like 30 minutes of homework or something. I don't know. Just focus solely on that until you get as much as you can out, and then switch to the new thing, whether it's like feeding your baby or around the living room.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Another idea is on like Sunday, as you're like preparing for the next week, you could list all of your homework that needs to get done, and then all of the housework that you would like to get done throughout the week, and then categorize them by days. So this list of things needs to get done on Monday, this list of things needs to get done on Tuesday, and so you have like a measurable day by day. So it doesn't really say how you get it done, like what order you get it done in that day, but that just by the end of the day you want to get that done.
I like that a lot. I think just adding towards that, something I like to do is on Sunday is just planning for meals, because I don't know about you, but when it comes down to dinner time and things like that, especially like an hour, like 2 hours before my husband comes home, I'm like, what am I going to make for dinner? Like, what do I have? Like just different things like that. So I feel like when I plan the meals for the week in advance, and I know what I'm doing each day, and then a lot of the times I discuss with my husband, so I'm like, okay, what do you want to eat? Like, how's this sound or whatever? Then like I know exactly what I'm making, and then I can just get it together and make it, and I don't have to stress about it. And spend time out of doing my homework or whatever, thinking about, what to make for dinner. So
Yeah. Okay. So, we're gonna list. I'm gonna list these ideas on the document. So now we're supposed to repeat this process of just listing ideas, I guess, with the other hats. So we're supposed to do this with all of the hats. So let's just start at the top. The white hat is data, facts, and figures. So we just want information. Nothing like subjective. So it says data can be both within and outside the scope of discussion. Effectively deferring judgment of data, there is a focus on neutral facts and figures. Participants can include opinions of others where the opinion becomes the fact irrespective of whether the opinion is believed to be accurate or not. So the facts about so I think we're supposed to individually list three things, three informational like data type things about this topic. How about that? And then we'll get back together and share them. Okay, tell me when you're ready. I can't hear you.
Okay, are you good?
Alright, yeah.
Okay, I can go first, I guess. Hopefully I was thinking about these things right, but some things I just kind of thought of were the dishes they need to be cleaned on a daily basis. I guess like the bathroom, I hopefully this is okay, but I was like it only needs to be cleaned like once a week. And then the kitchen, it needs to be clean enough to prepare a meal. Whether that's like, one space maybe and like a pot and a pan to do that, that's great. Because, I guess you can't just be perfect every day. And then things like the living room, I guess what's absolutely necessary for living, as long as there's nothing unsanitary or, totally like not good about it, it only needs to be like really clean and presentable when people are coming over, right? Like, I don't know, that's what seems logical to me. But
you are so my kind of woman. That's what we say. We say we invite people over so that we clean our living room.
Okay, we do that all the time. Like, we have Sunday dinners. It's like that's when all my dishes get done. And honestly, sometimes I'm like my dishes are so much I like have to hide them in another room or in my cupboards. And I'm like, I'm not having this all over everywhere, and I'm not having people look at them. And people.
I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing because I can relate.
Okay, yeah. Like people in our ward, they just know that we have trouble with our dishes, and they just laugh at us all the time for that, and that's okay. But anyways, So that's what I came up with.
Okay. Some things that I listed. Yeah, I said something about the dishes too. Dishes are used every day. That's a fact. You have to cook every day. That's a fact. So however you want to deal with those things. And then one thing that I said for myself is, so my husband takes a shower every single night, and so he goes through laundry faster. So that might factor into how often laundry will need to be done. Okay, and then we need to brainstorm together. So another idea or another fact that I had was for our classes, for the TR classes, homework is due every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Any other input?
Let's see. One thing, yeah, so when I was like on top of things, which I'm trying to be better and get back on top of things, but in the very beginning of the semester, I had everything written down, like all my assignments when they were due. And then I would always do them like 2 days before. So even though like, homework is due on Tuesday and Thursday and Saturday for all of our TR classes, I'd like plan for them in advance. So I'd be like, okay, Monday night I'm doing this, that is due on Tuesday or things like that. So
Yeah.
I am not like that anymore, which I need to be, but hopefully I'll catch up to everything and do that. But
Yeah.
so that's
No.
like,
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Oh.
so can we move on to the next hat then, or do we need to keep going?
I think so.
Okay.
These instructions are kind of weird. I feel like they're just repeating.
They are.
Okay, so yeah, let's move on to the red hat, emotion. So emotions can be positive, negative, or neutral. It is important to be free from obligations to effectively wear the red hat. So yeah, emotions that are attached to this. Okay, so you brainstorm and I'll brainstorm. Make a list. Okay. Do you want me to go first this time? Okay, so the emotions that I came up with were stress can be connected to this, feelings of inadequacy, feelings of satisfaction when you are on top of things and you find a good system, and the feelings of being overwhelmed.
One was not feeling good enough for like inadequacy. Another thing is having that feeling that you can't, like, you aren't very organized. Or one thing too, I feel like just because as moms you're so, I guess we're expected to do a lot, like we're nurturers of the home and everything. So we just feel like we're doing everything on our own almost, like with the home.
Yep.
It's not like that. I mean, you can just like get those thoughts sometimes though. And then another thing could be like not living the expectations that we may have of ourselves, or even like for our spouses, or just different things like that. Like even just expectations in general. So
Yeah. Yeah. Totally. Okay. Let's see. Any other feeling? Um. Feelings of avoidance. I just want to avoid my house. I just want to, like, when the kitchen gets bad, I like do all that's in my power to avoid my kitchen.
I understand 100%. It's like, oh yeah, I'm homework. Like when I have so much homework. Oh, I have so much homework. I'm gonna do the housework or whatever, vice versa.
Uh-huh.
I don't know about you, but I feel like too, just because things can get overwhelming, like you said, just like because things pile up. I almost feel, yeah. So sometimes, like, I mean, my husband goes to work, and for me, I'm like, I'd rather go to work. Like, I'll go to work, and you can stay home, do all the stuff that I do.
For real. For reals. I feel like that all the time.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Next hat. Green hat. We already did that one. Yellow hat. Positivism. This is the be positive hat. Positive aspects of the issue are stressed. A positive outlook towards problem solving is maintained. The focus is on how to make it happen rather than how this may not work. Ideas from the common pool. The ideas are now not tied to the individuals. Okay. Alright, so yellow hat. So you make your list, I'm making mine. Positive. Okay. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm a little confused about this hat. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to list just positive things about it, but it also said like how to make it happen. Which I'm a little confused about that, but I'll just say what I listed. So I said, you feel good when you have order in your home. So you can focus on that with whatever you choose to, whatever idea we end up going with, having a focus of the feeling afterward. Remember not to get too down on yourself. You know, as women, we do feel like we have so much responsibility and everything's on our shoulders, but we get down on ourselves for not holding it up to our standard. And then remember to reward yourself for what you do. You know, even the smallest of things is like needs to be rewarded. I feel like so. I don't know if that was yellow hat material, but there you go.
Okay, are you still there?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. Let me get a good charger because this thing is like about to die, but then also it's like I hope I don't lose it. It's like gonna go running.
Give in.
So sorry, Steph.
No, you're fine.
I'm sure Sister Stardust just gets a kick out of like all of these videos. Where like, oh, let me do this, let me do that.
Okay.
Yeah, one thing that I thought of was, yeah, like I guess like a bunch of quotes from like general practice. I know like President Dorothy says, a great place to start is like right now, right here. Another thing is like once you start, it's like better from there. And then let's see. Yeah, those are like I guess just those two ideas, really.
Yeah, no, that's good. Yeah. So any other ideas? Positive. One positive thing is if you do your dishes every day, then you have clean dishes.
That's true, yeah. Or it's like if you do your homework ahead of time, then you won't be stressing the day of that it's due, or
Yeah.
maybe dreading it because it's due and you're stressed because you're like, oh my goodness, I have to do this. So
Yep. Okay. All right. What's the next hat? Black hat. Critical judgment. The hat of caution and judgment. All constraints are noted down. The scope of the issue may be fine-tuned. Feasibility of ideas is evaluated. Pitfalls and shortcomings are identified. Problems and ideas are prioritized based on relevant impact. A caution approach is used. The object of this hat is to critically evaluate and judge issues and ideas and converge on a specific problem or solution area. Okay, so with what we've talked about, let's come up with some, I think it's like being the devil's advocate. Why wouldn't this work? So. Okay. I'm ready. Are you?
yeah.
Okay. So some things that I thought of that kind of could interfere with probably any of the ideas that we've come up with is time. I feel like there's never enough time to get everything done that we would like to get done. Distractions, even if you do schedule out your day, you're always going to have distractions, lose track of time. There's going to be unplanned events, maybe someone calls you up and you talk for half an hour to an hour, and that was the time that you were supposed to be, working on an assignment or whatever. Or your children, that's a huge thing, I feel like they're like so unpredictable. Like one day my son can be totally self-entertained and I can get a lot done. And if I expect that the next day, then he can be so needy and just want mommy time, and he'll bring everything to me and tell me he wants to do this over and over and over again. And so children, they can be a huge factor.
I agree. So one, like some things that I thought of were like, yeah, just on the housework side, I have like too much homework to do, like can't even do any housework. Another thing is like, and I mentioned this before, but I didn't get any sleep last night, so definitely have to take care of myself, or even those times of I have to go take care of myself as far as eating or getting ready and being presentable, not just being a burger all day long, because that's not good. And yeah, another factor is yeah, like you said, babies and stuff. I have to feed my baby, and it could be that, which doesn't happen very often, but my baby just spit up everything that I fed him for the last hour or hour and a half. So now I have to start all over again. And, after like an hour, hour and a half, and then, spitting up, that's another like 45 minutes. That's like 2 hours out of the day for one feeding out of like 8 of them. So that's another factor.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a huge factor. Yeah. Let's see, other factors. Things take longer than you anticipate. So even if you like schedule something out, I know sometimes some things don't take as long as you think, but then other times you think it'll take like a 15-minute job, and then it ends up taking like half an hour to do something. That could be problematic. Lack of motivation. We can put these plans together, but if we're not properly motivated, then we're not going to stick to any plan. Anything else for the black hat?
Yeah, I think one thing is, and it goes along, I guess, taking care of yourself, but when you get sick or when you don't feel good, that's like a huge factor in plays with your mental state or stress or whatever. And, if you're physically not doing good, then you're not going to be able to control mentally and just even approach those things. So.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. The blue hat is to arbitrate and refocus. So basically summarize. So let's see. All right, what were some of the ideas that we had at the beginning? My notes again. So a block schedule.
Yeah, you talked about blocking the schedule and you're setting a time frame. I guess it's the same thing. And then another idea you have is like separating days. So one day of classroom, one day of school.
Okay, so yeah. All right, so I think we're supposed to, let's see. As a group, decide on the top 3 most viable solutions for your chosen issue. Okay. I think one of my top ones is having everything listed at the beginning of the week. Which one's your top? The one that you think would be the most like applicable?
I think for me, and like, yeah, it's probably just doing housework on one day and then schoolwork on another day. That's crazy, but that's what my life is like. So.
Yeah. Okay. And then let's see, one more. I really liked your idea of what your mom said, just in the morning, you know, you load your dishwasher, you load your washer, and I can't remember the last thing you said, but basically just having a system of 3 things you do every morning, and it just gets the day started off right. So I think we would pick that individually, you know, whatever. But yeah, just having a system helps so much. But I think, you know, with everything you have to, for me, I like rewards, I think have to be a big thing in whatever I choose to end up doing. Even if it's like the smallest of rewards.
That's like really smart. I've never ever like ever done that for myself. Like, me, I'm that kind of person that I don't know. Even like for the first time yesterday, like last Christmas, my husband and I filled up with each other's stockings and things like that. But we never really got each other Christmas gifts because we were just like, you know, oh, it's not that important, whatever. But anyway, so we were saying, oh, we should get each other like proper gifts this year. And like even then, for the first time, I was like, even struggled even admitting anything to my husband because I was like, I'm just like not that person that I guess does like want to like ask things myself or like you know I don't know. I have a hard time doing that, but I feel like that would be almost a good thing if it was if I do this, you know, then I can do this or I can do that. So it's like a good incentive to have like as motivation. Because for me I'm like, well I have to do this and it's like not a choice, you know. So
yeah.
A more positive way to look at things. So.
Yeah. Okay. Alright, so now we need to move on to the written plan of operations. Section 9. We're supposed to create a budget. Shoot. Okay, hold on just a second. I love how this says it'll take 30 minutes.
It never does.
That's like a joke.
Yes.
It's like a huge joke.
Well, and for me, I don't know if you struggle with this too, but the readings, so sometimes the reading takes me a lot longer. And like, I mean, even if I'm like super focused, like I'm just someone who's slow reading. And so it'll take me like twice as long as like what they have takes sometimes. So, yeah.
Okay. Section 9. So we need to include an example of a type of budget used. Consider the process for budget approval. How do the staff spend money? Any needed forms should be referenced here and included in your opinion. So yeah, what kind of budget do we want to use for our?
I think we both like the zero budget.
I can't. I am so sorry. I am having a really hard time hearing you.
You're so good. I'm sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, a little bit better.
Okay. I think we both like the zero balance budget. Is that right?
Yeah. Do you think that would be a good budget for our agency?
I would hope so. I mean,
do you think? Well, So I like the zero-based budget, but in thinking about at-risk youth, when I think of that, I think of, and we want something like Anasazi. So I kind of wonder if there would need to be, what is that budget that saves up for bigger equipment?
Oh, that was the. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I have it listed. I can look it up. But because I just wonder if, like, I just don't know what all they use. If there's any, like, equipment that they need to update, if there's anything big, because I don't really know. But do you think there would be?
Well, I think even starting out, no, that's like a great idea. Because I mean, starting out, you may like want to have like a ropes course, or different things like that, or you probably always want to. I don't know, because I mean, you could do like Anasazi and like so you just would need like a place for other camps or whatever. They'll probably want to have some kind of recreational something. And those cost a lot of money, like whether, like I said, like a rope course or something with swimming or like a lake or I don't know. But there's always, that's like a big budget.
Yeah, so, but that one, I feel like that's kind of a sub budget. Like that's the budget within a budget, right?
I think so.
So maybe we could just do a combination of the zero-based budget with the other budget in that, so that money is set aside every month or however often. Is this on a monthly basis? That's what I think. Because in a home you do a monthly budget, but how do businesses? Is it just a yearly budget? And it doesn't really.
I think it is. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you're fine.
Yeah, I think it's a yearly thing, but even within a year, it's a monthly basis. Does that make sense?
Okay. Okay, so then we just need to find an example of a zero-based budget. And they have a huge list right here. How nifty, huh? So we just need to, see. Include an example. Oh, so I'll find the example here. Okay. Alright, how about we do this? How about we split this up? And you email me, you email me your section tonight, and I'll post it, and I'll do mine. So I'll find an example, and then if you maybe write just a little bit about how a budget gets approved, like who does it need to go to, and then I'll do how did the staff spend money, and you maybe find a form. I think that would be kind of fun. I'll do that. Does that make sense?
Do you want me to do anything else? So you just want me to do the process for budget approval. What else do you want me to do?
That. Okay, and it also says something about development. Fiscal management is important and completely different for each organization. Careful planning and creative license can be taken. So maybe come up with how we get money.
Okay, like what kind of funding?
Yeah. So you write maybe a section about how we're funded and how we get approval for budget. I will find an example of a budget, a zero-based budget, and I will write something up about how the staff spends money. I'll probably say something about like we have company credit cards that they can charge when they need supplies for something. That makes sense?
Yeah, it does. That sounds good.
Okay.
Just like real quick on the process for budget approval. Do you think like I would find something like that in the textbook or just?
I don't know.
I don't remember reading anything about that.
I don't remember reading anything about that either. But maybe just Google it, like common like approval systems. Like who does it typically go to? Like, is it the board of directors? Is it the CEO? Is it what department approves the budget?
Okay.
What people does it need to go through?
Right. Okay. Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay. Awesome. And then just email that to me, and I will post it, and I will submit this video.
Okay. Awesome. Thanks, Stephanie.
See ya.
Okay. See ya.